Hey everybody, welcome to Brain Better. Today, we're going to go over the topic of what makes a great leader. Make sure to watch until the end of the video because we'll be sharing with you a total of 7 traits all leaders possess. And we hope by the end of the video, you can walk away with tons of value that will enrich your leadership journey. Also, if you learned something from this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel so that we can continue to provide more values to you. Now, let's get straight into our topic today, the 7 traits all leaders possess. So, what truly makes a great leader? There are so many leaders out there, many of which have people following them only because of the authority that comes with their title or position. But there's also this other group of leaders with people following them because they want to. Even when they're stripped of their title one day, people will still want to follow them. So the question is, what are this group of great leaders doing differently that make them thrive even when they lose their authority one day? What separates them from other mediocre leaders? Well, here are the 7 traits. Number 1. Great leaders are emotionally intelligent. Great leaders are able to recognize, understand, and manage their emotions in a way that allows them to use that experience to handle interpersonal relationships effectively and empathetically. They are known for their tactfulness in handling difficult people. They are also able to neutralize negative and toxic people with their positive mindset. More importantly, they are able to do so without downplaying others' emotions. Well, many people think that to be positive, it means we have to shut off every single emotion that's perceived as negative. But the truth is, true positivity means embracing all ranges of emotions, coping with it, and finally rising above it. Great leaders acknowledge, validate, and empathize others' emotions while helping others navigate their negative emotional experience with a positive mindset. When it comes to dealing with difficult situations, great leaders are also able to stay cool under pressure. They don't get triggered easily. Well, it certainly doesn't mean that they never experience heightened emotions like normal people. Just like any normal human being, they do experience the same thing, but they understand their emotional patterns and they know how to manage it. Instead of letting their emotions take control over them, they learn to be the master of their emotions and they take full control of it. They don't let their emotions dictate their responses or behavior. They look at unpleasant situations objectively and they reframe it in a way that's helpful and productive to them. Number 2. Great leaders delegate. Most leaders find it hard to delegate because they think that they're the only ones who can get the job done right. They want everything to be perfect. They want everything done according to their way. And they believe that no one can meet their expectations except themselves. Even when they really delegate, they'll still be micromanaging their people and making sure every single decision, including the tiniest details, gets their approval. On the contrary, great leaders trust their people, and because of that, they are able to delegate and give their people the space and freedom to get things done the way they see fit. Instead of demanding their people to follow exactly their way, they're humble enough to allow for the possibility that their way may not be the best way, and they give their people authority to make certain decisions while allowing them room to make mistakes. Another reason why great leaders always delegate is because they know the value of their time. For example, their value of time is worth $1,000 per hour. They understand that if they spend an hour doing administrative work, which could have been done by an entry-level admin with a $20 hourly rate, they know that they are not saving $20. Instead, they've wasted $980. Therefore, great leaders always delegate and they focus their time and effort on things that can increase their value of time. Number 3, great leaders are proactive. In life, there are many things we have no control over. However, there is one thing that we certainly can control, and that is how we respond to every situation. Great leaders take full responsibility of their behavior, actions, and decisions. Arnold Henry Glaser once said that a good leader takes a little more than his share of the blame, a little less than his share of the credit. Great leaders always take the blame, even when it's their people who made the mistake. They know that their people are their responsibility, and if anyone is to be blamed for making a mistake, it should be the leaders themselves for not training their people well enough. Great leaders also know where to invest their time and energy. Instead of blame shifting, they focus on solving the problem, learn from the mistake, and look forward whenever things go wrong. Even when they really fail, they make sure they fail productively by turning their mistake into a teachable experience. Number 4, great leaders have a diverse network. Great leaders don't just surround themselves with people of similar backgrounds or similar way of thinking. They understand that in order to grow and maintain checks and balances, they need to surround themselves with people who can offer different perspectives. People who are not afraid to disagree with them. People who are not afraid to challenge them with different ideas. Wise leaders also surround themselves with trusted counselors or people who are more accomplished than they are. They understand that the environment plays a big part in shaping our mindset and thinking. Therefore, they constantly network with successful people who can motivate, inspire, and challenge them to achieve new heights in life. Number 5, great leaders do what they expect of others. They lead by example. Have you ever seen the kind of leaders who sit so highly on their throne, giving orders to their people, but have never done any of the work themselves before? What kind of impression would it give you if you ever encounter leaders like this? I bet they don't know how to do it. I bet they've never done it before. Well, since you're so good at talking, why don't you do it yourself? It's very common to have thoughts like these when we encounter leaders who don't lead by example. Well, technically, these are not even leaders, they are bosses. Bosses demand unrealistic results from their people without giving any support. On the contrary, great leaders guide and direct their people to get the job done. They are willing to get their hands dirty. Just like the quote from John Maxwell, a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Great leaders produce results, and they always lead by example. Number 6, great leaders develop leaders. Have you ever heard of the 5 levels of leadership by John Maxwell? If you haven't heard of it and you haven't got time to read the book yet, go check out our video, John Maxwell, The 5 Levels Leadership for the summary, and you will definitely gain so much value from it. But of course, if you have time, we'll still encourage you to go through the book because the book is packed with tons of value that will definitely enrich your whole leadership journey. In the book, The 5 Levels of Leadership, John Maxwell stated that for leaders who have achieved level 4, people are following them because of what they have done in others' lives. People are following them because of how they've impacted, empowered, and developed others into leaders. Indeed, great leaders don't just focus on their own success, they focus on inspiring and transforming lives through their leadership. Instead of living in their bubble, enjoying all the glory and attention that come with their success, great leaders invest their time to develop and nurture more and more leaders like them, or even leaders who are better than them. Great leaders reproduce leaders. Number 7. Great leaders have a growth mindset. Unlike leaders with a fixed mindset, leaders with a growth mindset constantly seek to grow and improve themselves. They're not afraid to face their mistakes or failure, and they're courageous enough to abandon the way of working that once made them successful. Great leaders understand that change is inevitable, and it's either we embrace it or we get eliminated from the ever-changing world. Great leaders are not afraid to confront their deficiencies, and they focus on building an extraordinary team who can complement each other and, more importantly, empower each other. Unlike leaders with a fixed mindset who surround themselves with people whom they believe are less capable than they are to prove their superiority, to feed their sense of self-importance, leaders with a growth mindset surround themselves with the most able people. They're not obsessed with seeking validation for their capability or success. Instead, they focus on learning and improving, which is the ultimate success they look for. Now that we've covered the 7 traits all leaders possess, check out this playlist of our video that cover other topics related to leadership. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on all these value-packed videos on mindset, psychology, leaderships, and so much more. See you in the next video. Bye!